The first topic I'm going to talk about is Gakela's video of uh, with the war on cute. Basically, that is saying the videos in the description. Basically, that is saying that many of the people that are on YouTube that are cute, and I'm doing that because it needed to be quoted because people like me, I know if you look at me, yes, you'll probably think I'm different, but pretty much in a way, some people will say that I'm cute, but that is what in this case, what Mikel was saying, basically all the ones that are popular and cute get gets the most views. Pretty much, that's everyone that is um, that is famous on YouTube, like Shay Carl, uh, um, what's his name, Toby. I can't think of his name. Toby Turner. That's right, and many others. Aside from all of them, they do very good videos. But it's just the other people, they do count as well. And they should get more recognition, like I am. I can name I can name a million one. I was gonna say a million, but that wouldn't be accurate and it won't be true. I can name a few YouTubers that I know personally that qualify to be in this. They also might be famous, yes, but they have the ability, to have, ups and downs as 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 I do, but they at least we strive to make good content. Even if it turns out bad, like most of my videos that I've made, most of them are terribly bad, but at least I am brave enough to be in front of a camera and exposing myself, but I'm exposing myself to the point to teach someone. As in the second topic that I got into in this video was about my syndrome, and if you listen to the second topic, then I'll I went into in depth of of the things that I've gone through. But back on the topic of war and cute is many of the YouTubers, they many of them would say most of them aren't around much anymore, but at least they strive to be on YouTube. Before Google bought a portion of YouTube, before it said broadcast yourself. That's basically saying that you can do whatever you want on your channel, and it doesn't matter what anyone says or do. Like a couple of comments that sometimes I get, sometimes they just don't understand the context of what I'm trying to say. And what I didn't say in the second topic, this is related to the syndrome that I have. Sometimes when I think, I sometimes know what's in my head, but sometimes I just don't say it correctly. So that's also another thing. I would make a video on something, then someone would comment on something, you know, it's not my fault or anyone's fault. It's just something that I can't help with. So many of the YouTubers that I know that I've seen and watched, sometimes they qualify under this category, if you want to call it a category, war on cute. Um, many of them should need recognition, and some of them do very very good videos. You know, some of them do music, some of them do poetry, some of them do reviews. I've done reviews myself, and I should get back into that because it's who I am. And a couple of the videos that I'm thinking on wanting to do is a couple of art videos because I'm also an artist. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is everyone who is on YouTube, you should at least be happy on what you're doing because you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for your audience of choice. Who wants to see your video is another thing, but whoever doesn't want to see your video, they can just click off of it. And you know, even if it even if it doesn't have anything that you are saying that catches their attention, at least that you're doing it for your own self. So that's what you that's what most people should understand is they're doing it for yourself. It's just like making just in case if you ever get amnesia and you're like, oh, I was a YouTuber, wow, and you go back through watching your videos and it's like, wow, I did all this. So just in case, well, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but just in case, it's just like your own personal diary, but you're putting it out to the world for the world to see. So, yeah, on to the second topic. Okay, the second topic of this video is something that um, was addressed in my lazy people video, and I did a video before, but you're actually inspiring me on wanting to do a recap, which I kept saying that I'm going to do, and so I just thought, you know, I would probably still do it, but he asked me, or he or she asked me, by the name of the YouTube name, um, Joel's Sci-Fi. I don't know if I got that right, but I tried my best. He asked me if I had a medical condition, and it was a legitimate question. And the answer is yes, I do. I have a syndrome that's called Moebius Syndrome, and it uh, reflects on the left side of my face. Um, and if you hear me stutter, uh, say words, quite too fast, uh, a little bit jitterness, but not really much. But anyway, um, you know, as of next month, I'll be 35. So uh, I'll just say, I've been living with this for 35 years. Um, and so you were asking me, how has this affected my life? Let's see. When I was young, it really affected me, but it didn't really affect me as much. Like if someone like picked on me or whatever, well, not really picked on me, but just stared. They just stared me down like a cat. And it's like that happened throughout the rest of my life. But even now, I would even now it's not from adults. It's not from adults, but it would be more of children or anyone that has a curious eye on just wanting to like look at someone. So they ended up look, they're curious. They just want to like look at like how would you react or whatever. But how it affected my life, it didn't really affect me as much like most people. And when I say most people, who has this syndrome, more than 60,000, yes, 60,000 or more, you know, every single one is either being born as this video is being made, or being or a person discovering that they have Moebius syndrome, or they just don't really care about it. Um, I had a couple of people say, um, pretty much they accepted me. They accepted me for who I am. Um, of course, being uh, human, everyone would have outbursts, and everyone would have tantrums. Everyone would have uh, angry disputes or whatever. I mean, those are normal, and pretty much with me, if one thing goes wrong, I could just, you know, I'm just like a time bomb. And also I noticed that I'm not diagnosed with this but I know that I have some sort of ADD or ADHD, or not ADHD. I'm not that hyper. Um, Mostly ADD and Aspergers syndrome. Uh, when I progressed in life, I found these traits, and even though that I wasn't diagnosed or anything yet, um, it just comes out when it comes to light or something. So pretty much I would say ADD and Asperger's. It's also connected to Moebius syndrome, who because look, like if you look at me, of course I'm going to have some sort of seeing problems, or speech impediment problems, or uh, some sort of difficulty of doing some stuff. Pretty much, I can do just about everything and anything that most people can do. It's just the only two traits that I can't do is smile or blink my eyes. But other than that, I'm just like you and the next person behind you, or next to you. So pretty much, if you know anyone that has Moebius syndrome, or see someone that has some traits of that, um, it would be kind of wise to go to them carefully, because some of them will be alarmed. That's pretty much normal. And if you uh, they're just like you and I or whatever. I mean, like I said, and they just be cautious. And so pretty much, yeah. And with this syndrome, uh, you might find someone that has no finger, no arm, no leg, but they're just like they were just born different, you know. It's nothing of the same, or it's just like a normal person. I mean, it just this would have this actually is part of the syndrome. I mean, if someone is born with no leg or no arm, that's just because it was a birth defect. Basically, Moebius syndrome is a birth defect. People keep calling it a disease. A couple of videos back that I've done about this. It's not a disease. It's more of a birth defect, and it's also a syndrome. It's like Down syndrome. You know, with if you know anyone that has Downs, they just have an extra chromosome. That's all. But with this, two traits or more can affect someone. So pretty much it's just normal stuff kind of thing, you know. So I hope that answers your question, and I'll talk to you all later and talk to you then.